സാർ ഒച്ച കേൾക്കുന്നില്ല. ഹലോ.
ഓക്കെ. മൈക്ക് ഓഫ് ആയിരുന്നല്ലേ? ഓക്കെ 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 ഓക്കെ. It's audible.
സാർ.
Okay, okay. Okay. So we are discussing on the batch production. So this is the method of manufacturing of products in small or large batches. So what we are doing is here we have grouped similar products into batches and batches or loads at the intervals by a series of operations. So we have many operations for each product manufacturing. So we can say that if there is any similarity in the pattern of manufacturing, then we can group it in a lot or a batch. So we try to produce as a batch. So that type of production is termed as the batch production. So in medicines and all, we can say there is a batch number and all depicted in there. So like that, the similar products are being manufactured in a batch mode. So this is mainly adopted for the medium size enterprises. Okay, medium size enterprises, we are using this, and this lies between job shop production and mass production. That means in job shop production, we have seen there is a wide variety of products can be developed. That is, a variety is much high, but the volume is very low. That is, number of products or finished products will be very low. So mass production just opposite. That is, a single product or one or two products will be maximum manufactured, but in a huge amount of quantity, like production unit making nut and bolt, like that. ഒറ്റയടിക്ക് തന്നെ എന്താണ് 10 ഒരു 5-6 ലക്ഷം ബോൾട്ട് ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നു, സിംഗിൾ പ്രോഡക്റ്റ്, ഇഫ് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് മാനുഫാക്ചർഡ് ഇൻ ഹെവി എമൗണ്ട്. അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ അതിനെ എന്താ പറയാം, മാസ് പ്രൊഡക്ഷൻ എന്ന് പറയും. സോ ദിസ് ബാച്ച് പ്രൊഡക്ഷൻ ലൈസ് ബിറ്റ്വീൻ ദ ടു, ദറ്റ് ഈസ് ജോബ് പ്രൊഡക്ഷൻ ആൻഡ് മാസ് പ്രൊഡക്ഷൻ. Now, what is the advantages of batch production? First one, compared to the mass production, less capital is required. So comparing to mass production, here the capital cost will be less. Next, if the demand of one product decreases, then the production of other product can be increased. നമ്മൾ പറയാറില്ലേ പ്ലാൻ എ പ്ലാൻ ബി എന്നൊക്കെ. പ്ലാൻ എ ഡാഷ് ആയി പോയി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മൾ പറയും പ്ലാൻ ബി എടുക്കുമെന്ന്. അതുപോലെ ഇപ്പോൾ ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു പ്രോഡക്റ്റ് ഫ്ലോപ്പ് ആയി പോയി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമുക്ക് വേറെ പ്രോഡക്റ്റ് ഉണ്ട് അല്ലേ. വി ഹാവ് വെറൈറ്റി ഓഫ് പ്രോഡക്ട്സ് അവൈലബിൾ അല്ലേ, ഓർ വി ക്യാൻ മേക്ക് അതർ പ്രോഡക്ട്സ് with slight change in the design. So if the demand of one product decreases, then we can use the other. That is the main advantage. Now coming to the disadvantage. Compared to mass production, cost of sales and advertisement per unit is more. So the cost associated with the sales and also the advertisement, this will be more in case of batch production compared to mass production. Mass production, we have only a single product, but here we have many products, and they have wide varieties also. So compared to mass production, the cost will be high. Now, the raw materials to be purchased are less in quantity than that is in the mass production. Therefore, it is slightly costlier than that in the mass production. This is we have already mentioned while having an intro about the intermittent production. That is, we are purchasing only a less amount of raw materials. So what we can see is as we purchase only a low amount of anything, then the profit will be less or the cost will be more. If we are purchasing more means we will get a in a wholesale amount or we will get a, some profit. So in this case we are having only a less volume of production. So less volume for less volume of production we need only a less raw material. And here the main thing is we are not keeping stocks or we are minimizing the inventory. So we are uh, producing the products only to the demand of the customer. So we need only a less amount of raw materials. So while purchasing less amount of raw materials, we will ultimately have huge cost for that. Now the next thing is the project industries. That is the last case in the intermittent production. That is, it is nothing but it is characterized by the complex set of activities that must be performed in a particular order within the given period and within the estimated expenditure. So you are given a uh, expenditure estimated. You have an estimated value for the expenditure and the time period by which you should finish the project. Like a project, we will be given a order. So this type of this production based on a project with an estimated expenditure and a given period. This is the project production. This is also one of the type of intermittent production because it is up to the demand of the customer and not for the inventory. Now where the output of the project is a product. Such products are generally characterized by immobility during the transformation. Now the examples: building construction, erection of plant, etc. These are all the production which comes under the project industries. Building construction, erection of plants, dams, etc. This all comes under this category. Now we'll move on to the continuous production. So in continuous production, the process is carried out through a sequence of operations which forms a continuous motion, continuous movement or flow. So here the production occurs in a continuous fashion or a continuous uh, method. It will be producing. So this production method is for a single product in large number or at least a few similar products with a standard set of operation. Like we have said in the mass production, here what we see is we are producing only a single product or two or more, not more, but only a few compared to other production systems. We are producing only very few products. So the variety is small. Variety of products will be small, but the volume of production will be very high. That means the products will be produced in huge amount. So this type of production system is termed as a continuous production, where there is a continuous operation. So it is carried out through a sequence of operations which forms a continuous movement. This is the continuous production. Now these are the characteristics of continuous production. So what are the characteristics? First one, regarding the volume. The volume of output is generally large. That means a huge amount of products are being produced. Uh, the product design, production operations and their sequence are standardized. So the design, whichever design is there, then the operations and the sequence of operations, everything will be standardized. It will be standardized. So according to the standard value or the standard norms, this design operations sequence will be there. Now the machines and equipments are arranged according to the operation sequence. So based on this kept or standardized sequence, these machines and equipments will be arranged, so that there will be ease of the movement of the materials, or the process can be developed according to that. Next, special purpose machines are used to perform the standardized operations. So there will be special purpose machines specially used for the particular job. That means we are in the case here, in the case of continuous production, we are producing only a only sometimes most probably one single product. So the machine, whatever machines will be used there, will be specialized for that purpose. So the special purpose machines will be used. Then next, machine capacities are balanced so that the material flow is uniform from the input to output end. So the machine capacities are balanced. Next, the fixed path material handling equipments are used due to the predetermined operations. So we are using only a single product. So there is no varieties. So there is no change in the operation sequence. So the operation, everything, operation sequence, operations, everything is fixed. So the material handling equipments will be also fixed, having a fixed path. Next, the advantages. What are the advantages of a continuous production? First one, high rate of production. So we know the volume of production is very high. That is the high rate of production. Then the wastage is very less, because the plant and machinery usage, everything is very good, or better use of, due to the better usage of plant and machinery, then we will be able to shorten the wastage. Then next, as the raw materials are purchased on a larger scale, higher margin of profit can be made while purchasing them. So unlike the previous case, that is regarding the intermittent production, where we purchase only a few raw materials. Here in this case, in continuous production, whether it is mass production or for flow production, anything, here we are producing in huge amount. So as a result, we have to have huge amount of raw materials as input. So we used to purchase much amount of a large quantity of raw materials. So as a result, we will get the materials with less amount, or we will be able to get the profit. And here only small amount of skilled workers will be required, and the rest, or the remaining labors, we can have even semi skilled labors also. So we can run the firm with or the unit with even semi skilled workers also, but one or two will be skilled workers. Okay, so these were the advantages of continuous production. Next, disadvantages of continuous production. So what are the disadvantages? So like advantages, we have some limitations also. First one, fluctuation. Fluctuation in the market demand for the products may cause planned idling or huge finished goods stock. That means if there is any change in the demand, so usually while forecasting the market demand or the present demand, suppose we have some demand, or the customer taste is like this, based on that we are producing a product, and In this type of production, that is continuous production, we are producing only a single variety. So this single product is mainly according to some of the or the demand of the customer in some point of time. And if this customer taste changes or the demand changes, so this fluctuation will affect it, or the fluctuation will tend to change the whole design, because we are producing only one product, so we have no other alternatives. So if we have to stand before the other competitors in the market, then we should also change. So this is the first disadvantage, that is a fluctuation in the market demand for the product may cause the plant idling. That means the plant will be idle for that time because it will not be functional. Next, breakdown of a machine can stop the entire production line, because this is a type of series connection. That means it goes in a sequence manner, that is from first operation. If the first operation is done, then only we can move to second operation, like that. So if there is any breakdown in any of the machine, then the entire system will be stopped, because we have only one variety. In case of batch production and all, if one machine is stopped, then maybe that particular machine is meant for product 1. For product 2, that may not be functional, or that is not required. So the product 2 will be functional, so we'll be able to produce product 2, 3, 4, etc. But some products, that is product 1 or product 7, may not be functional in that case. But in the case of continuous production, we need every machine to be functional, then only we can will be able to run the whole system. Next, high investment is needed. The investment cost will be very high. Now, because of all the machines are of one purpose machine, this type of production is not changeable to other types of production. So here all the machines are one purpose machine, that is special purpose, specially meant for the purpose of the production. Special purpose machines are being used here, so this cannot be used for other production. If at all we in the case there is a change in the demand, then if we want to change the design, then this particular machines cannot be used further, because this is already specialized to the previous one. Then most of the worker handle only one type of work. That's another issue, that is the worker will have a tendency to work in a same fashion, so they will get bored, because they have only one type of work, there is no variety. So first case among the continuous production, that the first classification is the mass production. So what is a mass production? The same thing, a large number of identical items are produced. So here a large number of items are produced. The output of one operation becomes the input of the subsequent operation. So this is like a series connection, we have already said. So this is also known as the line flow. So dedicated special purpose machines having high production capacities and output rates are used. So here also what we see is the special purpose usage of the special purpose machines. So machines mainly meant for a special purpose, that is meant for a single product, is being used. And what is the peculiarity? It is having output rates, high output rates and high production capacities. Next, characteristics of mass production. So what are the characteristics of a mass production? First one, standardization of the product and process sequence. Then dedicated special purpose machines having high production capacities and output rate. This all we have already discussed. Then regarding the volume, large volume of the production products, shorter cycle time of production. That is the cycle time of production. Cycle time will be shorter. Then lower in process inventory. So the inventory is lower. That is the stock. The amount of products available in the stock will be smaller. Then the production planning and control is easy. For this process,
sir, hello.
പറഞ്ഞോ.
സാർ സാർ ഇപ്പൊ ഇന്റർവ്യൂ ടെസ്റ്റ് ഉണ്ട്, അതിന് പോകുന്നുണ്ട്.
ഓക്കെ വിട്ടോ ഇന്റർവ്യൂ ഉള്ളവർക്കൊക്കെ
കുറെ പേരുണ്ട്.
ഓക്കെ താങ്ക് യു. ഞാനിപ്പം റെക്കോർഡിങ് സ്റ്റോപ്പ് ചെയ്യാമായിരുന്നു, ക്ലാസ് കഴിഞ്ഞു. ഞാനപ്പം നിങ്ങളൊരു കാര്യം ചെയ്യ്. ഓക്കെ, അവരുടെ അതിന്റെ അറ്റൻഡൻസ് ഞാൻ ഇട്ടോളാം.
ഓക്കെ.
അപ്പൊ ആബ്സെന്റ് ഉള്ള ആരാ ഉള്ളത്? ആബ്സെന്റ് ഉള്ളവര് നിൽക്കി നോക്കട്ടെ.